Y'all, I'm so smart. I've been recording this video for about 10 minutes now. Did not realize I was not recording. Plus, if you can hear in the background, it's thundering. I live in Mississippi and we're under the tornado watch and I'm bored, so I'm recording a video in my nightgown to YouTube because I'm bored. So this is why I switched to reusable menstrual products. Just to give you a background, I am 21. I've never had children. I started my period in the 4th grade when I was 9 years old. It was super duper heavy. Sometimes I would have to check out of school in the 4th grade because of my period. And my sister, she started her period in the 3rd grade, but she had a pelvic accident that happened on the playground, and so she started her period earlier than most girls did. What else? I went blank, I'm sorry. Oh, and when I started my period, my mom, she's really old-fashioned. She and my sister are both allergic to tampons. And so they didn't give me tampons at first. They gave me pads. And so I used pads, and I used the thickest pads that was at Walmart. In the Always. I don't know why I always took the Always. I don't know. I always took the Always brand. And then Always came out with a brand, well, not a brand, with a type of pad that was in this purple wrapper, and it was for nighttime. This is new, it hasn't been used, but look at that. It takes up the whole screen. You see that? It takes up the whole freaking screen. I had the dreaded outline. This came out when I was like in the 9th grade, and a bag. It came in a bag of maybe 20 to 24. I threw a whole bag in a cycle. And then about my 10th grade year, I became sexually active, unfortunately, and Mama put me on birth control. And I got on the birth control, Seasonique. And Seasonique, I love Seasonique. Loved it. I was on it for 6 years. And Seasonique is the birth control in which you get 4 periods a year. Like, you have literally 2 months where you take real birth control. Then you have your last month where you take real birth control. Then you have 1 week of different colored pills in which you get your period. And for me, my periods always come on Thursday at around 1 o'clock. It's pretty much time work. And I would have about a 5-day life cycle with Seasonique. I love Seasonique. Then about last year, when I was a freshman in college, my friends, they switched me over to tampons and they were by Codex, and I love their brand, but it was just, when I would pull them out of my body, I would have to use both hands. And when I mean I would have to use both hands, I would have to use both hands to pull with so much force. And I had to do weird poses to get them out. I don't know what I did. And I remember one time I magically accidentally got like 2 tampons in me. And I don't know how that happened. I didn't know. I put one in and I didn't realize I had another one in until I pulled them both out. Anyway, I have period horror stories if y'all ever want to hear it. Like the video down if you want to hear period horror stories. I have a billion. Like a billion. Yeah, so last year I got my first serious boyfriend, and I switched my birth control because I am sexually active. I switched my birth control to something to where I got my period every month, and it was a week-long period, and it was heavy. And so I was just like, there has to be. And my periods, no matter what medicine I've been on, no matter what time in my life, I've always passed chunks, what I call chunks, which are blood clots, and they were always big and horrible. And so about 2 months ago, no, 3 months ago, I got back on my season 8 because I broke up with the loser boyfriend that was stupid and a douchebag. Broke up with him, and so I switched to Seasonique, back to Seasonique. And so right now I'm using reusable menstrual products, which I'm going to do a review on after this video. I'm going to do a review on the menstrual cup I'm using. I'm not going to say right now, but you'll see. Completely lost my train of thought. Oh, how did I find out? So, one day on Instagram about a year and a half ago, I was at my boyfriend's house. I was bored. So I was on Instagram, scrolling through, minding my own business, and this girl has this picture of the moon cup. And it's kind of beat up. The box was kind of beat up, and then she had the picture of a moon cup. I was like, what is a moon cup? She was just so excited about it. And I didn't ask her. Like, I'm the type of person that if I don't know what something is, I go to YouTube. That's my first thing. Not YouTube, I go to Wikipedia. And then if if it seems like they might have a video on it, I go to YouTube. See what other people say. I'm going to put my hand down because I'm doing hand motions. And I did, and it was a moon cup is a menstrual cup. It's another type of menstrual cup. And I was like, ugh, gross, menstrual cup. And then when someone explained it to me, at first it was so gross. I was like, that's gross. Ew. And then you read about what tampons and pads are made out of. And then you read what some women go through and what tampons are made out of. And cervical cancer runs in my family. Breast cancer runs in my family. So tampons emit they have a chemical in them called dioxin, and it's the most cancerous chemical that America says is out there. I mean, dioxin. I know what tampons are made out of. They're made out of rayon. Rayon is a Lord, what's the word for it? It's not manufactured synthetic. It's natural synthetic. It's a natural synthetic. It's made from, good Lord, I'm a fashion design major, so I know what rayon comes from. I know how it's made. I know what processes it go through to make it into clothing. And then when you realize what it goes through to make it through clothing is okay, because you can't technically absorb dioxin through the skin like that, but through a mucosis, through a mucus membrane, like your vagina, yeah, you're gonna absorb it, and it's dangerous. And in pads, they make your period smell. So I'm sorry, I keep blanking out. I'm old. LOL. Give me a minute. Anyway, I switched because I kept reading it, and for me, I don't know, my mind changes. My mind changes so often, it's ridiculous. And so I kept reading like more things about menstrual cups. And I thought, last 10 years. Tampon, for me, it lasts 3 hours. 3 hours. That's like, think about if you have to buy a t-shirt. You know, you buy a t-shirt. Yeah, you buy a t-shirt to keep you. You buy a t-shirt like every 2 hours because you keep getting it dirty. And every time you put on the shirt, you get it dirty. And so you keep replacing this t-shirt. Think about it. Think about how much waste that is. And then think about if you got a shirt that did not hold stains, could not get, wet, could not stain. Think about it. Wouldn't you want the shirt that wouldn't stain compared to the shirt that stains and you have to replace it every single time you use it? That's what I thought about. I'm not really an environment person, but just how many tampons go and pads go into the landfill is like ridiculous. And then what they're made out of is just dangerous. And so that's why I switched. And plus, it's less embarrassing. Because I remember my mom would take me to the store, I would go in there, I would get it, and I would run out. Literally, I would pay for it, but I would run out. With this, it's me, myself, and I. My mom's opinion on them is that they're gross, but she said, it's your period, you have to get through it, so it's you. I've not bought any cloth pads yet. I really want to. That kind of grossed me out at the beginning too, but as time goes on, I see the purpose. Can you hear that? I see the purpose of them. So, yeah. Next will be my review, hopefully. Bye. I hope this kind of helped you, because I like the cup that I am using right now. And I wish I had known about this earlier in life. So much earlier in life. I would have been... That means I could have had a cup when I was 9 and thrown it away 2 years ago. Wow, that